wanted to peel the layers and show and get the chance to see who I was. And at that point, like before I worked with you, I had not even done that. Like I had caught glimpses, and I knew what it was to feel comfortable with myself, but that wasn't accessible. It wasn't like a choice I could make. It would just kind of come here and there. But now I can like sit down and truly ask myself whether I am preparing a meal and about to feed myself, whether I am in a business meeting making choices, whether I am in a partnership conversation and accessing intimacy. Like I get to choose in that moment. What are my needs? What do I really need here right now? You know, or am I overeating and someone else is choosing for me what my needs are? Am I letting the person in the business meeting take over and make me feel small because that's an easy place for me to go to? Am I projecting onto my partner? Like, if I don't sit first and assess what my needs are, then anyone else can take the wheel, any other part of me that's had power before.
I want to like highlight an asterisk and like sparkle letters what you just said.
So you peeled back some layers and showed me how to ask myself those questions.
Yeah. And I think I want to circle back to something that you said earlier, which is important too, is, you know, we all are going to continue to have these grooves because they've been there since childhood. And so like you were saying, you know, feeling small is like an easy place for me to go to. You know, that doing this kind of work, doing the personal development work, doesn't mean that that small feeling is just completely banished and goes away forever and ever and ever.
Sadly, no.
Yeah.
Still there.
I wish it was like that for all of us.
Yeah.
But what you're saying here is you're able to sit with it and decide. And you can sort of look at it with a different perspective of like, oh, like, where is this coming from? And oftentimes I would ask you, you know, where does this live in your body? And oftentimes it would go back to a childhood experience. And so it's something that I invite, you know, all of my listeners to do is, as you sit with these experiences, you know, think about, okay, so let's do a quick body scan. Let's see where it feels like in the body. And then from that place, what is that like sensation? What's the physical sensation with it? And then how old is that feeling? And oftentimes, you know, I'm just going to use your example of feeling small. That feeling small sensation goes back to a previous story in your childhood. And so then we get to like talk to, let's say, the 3-year-old who really felt small because of a particular experience. And let that 3-year-old know, hey, you don't have to sit in the driver's seat of the bus anymore. And in that process, that perspective taking makes it so that you actually have a choice in whether you feel small, or you can step up and say, okay, I'm going to feel empowered in this moment and I'm going to speak up where I previously haven't spoken up.